Mike and Susie are both crossing the street while a car is approaching. Mike is walking and texting, while Susie is browsing through her phone while riding her bike. One of them isn't smart, but who? It's Susie. The car approaching is closer to her. Actually, Mike shouldn't be texting and walking either, but… Sarah and Maria are spending the afternoon with their sons. Sarah took her boy to the swimming pool, and Maria is driving there with her son to meet them. Who should think twice about their actions? Maria. Her son isn't wearing a seatbelt in the front seat, and if she brakes, he could get hurt. John and Lindsay are participating in an extreme selfie competition. John is posing with a large wave right behind him, while Lindsay is standing at the bottom of an erupting volcano. Can you guess who's in danger? It's John. Lava flows slower than water, and Lindsay has enough time to run. Daisy and Claire are driving their cars to work. Daisy is distracted putting on lipstick, while Claire is trying to eat her noodles with a fork. Who's not smart here? Both of them actually, but I'll give the edge to Claire. Forks are pointing, and she could be injured if she brakes suddenly. Jenna and Alice took their kids to the park. Jenna is on the phone while her son is playing with his toy truck, and Alice's kids are trying to build a snowman while she takes selfies. One of the moms isn't clever. Can you guess which? It's Alice. Her kids are too far away from, and there are cracks in the ice. Jenna is very close to her son, and she can protect him. The Johnsons and the Smiths are spending some quality time at home. The Johnsons are busy watching a movie while their kid is near the cat food. The Smiths are doing some gardening while the baby is closer to earthworms. Which of the kids is in more danger? The Smith's baby. Worms carry a lot of bacteria that can be transferred to humans. These two travelers are so tired, they fell asleep on the job. Sally fell asleep while driving a car, while Mark passed out while piloting an aircraft. Whose decision isn't smart? Sally's. When one pilot is asleep, the co-pilot can take over. But sleeping while behind the car wheel is a lot more dangerous. Philip and Diane went swimming. Diane wants to practice becoming a surfer, while Philip just wants to chill in the lake. One of them is making a big mistake. Can you see it? It's Philip. The sign says that the river is infested with alligators. Diane can easily surf in large waves while there's a storm. Sean and Maggie went for their afternoon walk. Maggie finished shopping and is taking a shortcut through the forest, while Sean went to the park for some fresh air. They're both approaching a broken bridge. Who will fall in? Maggie. Sean is holding a white cane, and he'll understand there's no ground a few inches away. But Maggie is distracted and looking straight ahead instead of at the ground. George and Mindy are both walking through a construction site. Mindy is walking with her daughter, while George is alone. There's a hole in the middle of the pavement, but it seems nobody has seen it. Which of the two is in danger? George. The daughter is holding her mom's hand, and if she falls in, Mindy will pull her out. Lucas and Sam are participating in a selfie challenge. Lucas poses with someone who fell off of a boat in a stormy ocean. Sam is snapping photos of herself in front of a house on fire. Who isn't acting smart? Lucas. He's the only one to help the person battling the waters, while in Sam's photo, the fire truck is already there. Both Alice and Liam are spending time with their sons. Alice is ready to cross a very busy street to get to the park, while Liam shows the moon and stars to his son. One of the parents is making a big mistake. Can you see which? Liam. Alice is holding her son's hand. Liam let his boy stand on the railings without holding him. Ashley and Mary were walking in the forest when they spotted some barriers. Each picked a different plant to feed on, but one of them didn't make a smart decision. Guess who? It's Ashley. There's an unconscious bird next to the plant, which indicates it's poisonous. The endangered plant seeds can be eaten. Lucy and Jack are both doing work on two different buildings. Lucy is sitting outside on the second floor, trying to clean the window. Jack is climbing down an apartment complex. Which of the two is less clever? Jack. Even if he's wearing a helmet, the height difference is enough to injure him. Joanna and Sissy are spending the day at home. Joanna is doing her spring cleaning, while Sissy is trying to feed her son. Which of the two should rethink their actions? Sissy. There's no danger if the vacuum cleaner isn't plugged in. But it isn't a good idea to feed babies chunks of chicken with a knife and a fork. Michael is ready to break into a house that has a dog. Karen is putting the jacket on her daughter in the middle of the street. Who is in more danger? Karen and her daughter. They're kneeling and don't see the car approaching, while Michael can spot if there's a dog in the yard or not. Jason went to the water park with his son. Jake is a firefighter and was called to put out a fire. Now Jason is on the phone while a boy behind him struggles to stay on the surface of the pool. Jake is putting out a fire on a tree. Which of the two isn't bright? Jason. He's on the phone and can't hear the boy behind him. Jake is putting out the fire on the tree to prevent it from spreading to the forest. Ruth is spending the evening with her grandson, and Adam went camping. Ruth spotted a cockroach and began spreading pesticides everywhere. Adam sprayed deodorant all over him next to a fire. Who is less intelligent? It's Ruth. Even though Jason sprayed something in a pressurized can next to a fire, he's still in an open space. But Ruth is with a baby in an enclosed house filled with harsh chemicals. Simon and Kyle are at the train station. Simon is sliding backward down the stair railings while taking selfies. Kyle is sitting on the platform with his legs extending over the train track. Which of the two isn't sharp-witted? Kyle. Simon can see behind him with his phone, and even if he falls, he'll be safe. But Kyle is distracted on his phone and can't see the train coming. If he falls in the tracks, there won't be enough time for him to get out. Dan and Josh are spending their Saturday evening at home. Dan went to cut some wood with a shovel, while Josh started a fire in the bathroom. One of them is making a huge mistake. Tell me who. It's Josh. An indoor fire on carpet is not a good idea. Cutting wood with a shovel may be impossible, but it's safe. Mary and Linda took their babies for a walk. Mary took her son to the beach, while Linda took her daughter to the park where it started to rain. They both have umbrellas, but which mom isn't bright? It's Mary. Without protection, her son will get a painful sunburn. Susan and April are spending their weekends with their daughters. Susan took her daughter to the beach. A huge tornado is approaching, and she's taking selfies. April put her baby in a bathtub, and she's taking selfies without looking at her baby. Which mother isn't smart? Susan. Her daughter is exposed to dangerous weather in the ocean, while April can reach and grab her daughter in case something happens. Olivia and Barbara are pregnant, and they want to have some fun before giving birth. Olivia went to have an acupuncture session, while Barbara went water skiing. Who should rethink their actions? Barbara. Acupuncture is safe during pregnancy, while water skiing is dangerous. Mary and Richard are going on a riding trip, while their friend Charlie is riding alone. One of the two motorcyclists is making a huge mistake. Can you see who? It's Richard. It's more dangerous to ride with your eyes closed than without a helmet. Valerie and Nicole must cut down some tree branches. They both climbed on the same branch and started sawing the wood. One of them isn't making an intelligent decision. Ooh. It's Valerie. She's cutting the part of the branch they're sitting on, while Nicole is sawing the outside branch. Okay, here's the scene. You were hiking with some friends in the woods when you lagged behind the group and got lost. Do you have what it takes to survive all alone? Get a riddle right, add a point, and see your results at the end. You're making your way through the forest thicket and come across two bear cubs. Ah, cute! You remember the granola in your pocket. What do? Give it to the cubs and play with them? Keep calm and slowly, but immediately sneak away? Walk away calmly? Phew, I'm running as fast as possible from the bears. Better make it quick. You have only 7 seconds to decide. Get out of there, but slowly and calmly. If you've crossed paths with some cubs, Mama Bear is probably nearby. If you run, you'll likely draw her attention and she'll try to protect her babies, even if you had no bad intentions. You quietly leave the cubs behind, but that's when you hear branches crunching behind you. You turn around, and there's Mama Bear standing up on her hind legs roaring at you with all her grisly might. Your next move? I can outrun this big clumsy animal. Climb up to the nearest tree and wait until the bear leaves. Lie down in the fetal position on the ground and don't move. 7 seconds, hurry! Lie down, curl up to protect yourself, and don't move if it's a grizzly. Hopefully, it'll realize you're nothing to fear and just walk away. Don't get up right away though. A bear may watch you for a long time to make sure you're not alive. Only then can you get up and go change your pants. Great, the bear is gone. You go further into the forest. It's getting hot and you're thirsty. You see 3 water sources ahead. Vines and plants, a clear still lake, a stream. Which one will you choose to drink from? Like cacti, you have to be careful when extracting water from vines and plants. Many can make you sick. Standing water is also a no-go because it can be dirty. Your safest bet is the stream. It's getting dark and cold. Time to make a fire. You've collected dry branches, brushwood, and birch bark. What do you do next to make a fire? Put it all in a pile, throw some gasoline on it, and light it up. Form the branches in a little triangle, put the birch bark inside, and light it. Who needs all that? You can just light a nearby bush on fire. Never make a campfire with gasoline. The gas will burn out too quickly, and the fumes aren't good for you. And don't light nearby plants on fire, they're probably too wet to catch, and the flames can get out of control. Use the triangle method for a safe, long-lasting fire. Got your fire? Now dinner. After 15 minutes of searching, you found something, but not all this food can be eaten. What will you choose for dinner? Purple and red ripe berries. Ooh, they look delicious. Pine bark. Not quite as mouth-watering. White mushrooms. Your 7 seconds start now. You shouldn't eat berries or mushrooms if you don't know exactly what kind they are. So yes, the best choice here is the pine bark. Just don't forget to cook it over the fire. It's completely dark, and you could really use some shut-eye. Out of nowhere, you hear someone call your name. You're so taken aback that you run away from this place. There are 3 paths ahead. The first is covered in hot coals. The second is strewn with rusty nails. Broken glass lies on the third. What will you choose? Yeah, I know, we're leaving the path of reality here, but hey, just play along. You can score some really good points. Go with the hot coals. Your feet won't be on them for too long if you're running. The path takes you out of the woods. You find yourself standing in front of an abandoned castle. Yep, it's full-blown fantasy now. You run inside. There's no power, but you can still see 3 rooms in front of you. The first one is crawling with venomous snakes and spiders. A pit with sharp spears at the bottom awaits you in the second. Open wires hang all over the third room. Only one leads to safety, so which will you choose? You have only 7 seconds to decide. Choose the third room. There's no electricity in the castle, remember? The wires won't shock you. You escape from the strange castle and meet 3 hybrid creatures in front of you. The first has a rhino head on top of a hornet's body. The second has the body of an alligator and the head of a slow loris. The third has the body of an anteater and the head of a warthog. There's no escape, and you have to fight one of them. So, which creature do you think you have the best odds winning against? The warthog head can still get you with its tusks, and the alligator body can knock you out with its tail. But a hornet big enough to fit a rhino's head wouldn't be able to survive, because there's not enough oxygen, hence why insects stay small. But stop. Hybrid creatures? You wake up near the coals of your campfire. It was a dream. You hear a river flowing nearby, but you don't have a map and still don't know where to go. How can you find civilization? Go in a straight line until you arrive somewhere. Go along the river. Go in the direction of which side moss grows on the trees, north. 7 seconds, tick-tock. You're best sticking to the river. They usually have settlements on them. Going in a straight line can get you nowhere or making circles, and moss doesn't always grow on the north side of a tree, just usually. You're not paying attention as you walk downstream with the river and ow! A poisonous snake bit you on the leg. You can do one of 3 things to save yourself. What will it be? Use your mouth to extract the venom. Tie a tourniquet around your leg to prevent the venom from spreading. Stay calm and put your leg in a loose splint to restrict movement. Your vision is blurring. Hurry, you only have 5 seconds. Never try the mouth trick, and don't ever use a tourniquet for a snake bite. It's best not to move the affected limb and keep it below your heart level. Remove any clothing around the area before it swells up. Fortunately, your friends find you just in time. They take you to the doctor, and you're given 2 tablets with an antidote and 2 with a catalyst that helps the antidote work better. You need to take 1 tablet with the antidote and 1 with the catalyst at the same time. Then take the other 2 in 12 hours. You put all the tablets in your pocket, and sure enough, they got mixed up. You can't take all 4 together or 2 catalysts or 2 antidotes at the same time. What do? You have 7 seconds to figure it out. Grind all the tablets up, mix all the powder together, and divide it in 2. Each half will have the same amount of catalyst and antidote. Ta-da! Number 1. Find the words. At first glance, this is an ordinary scene you can observe at any public swimming pool. But there's a lot more to it than you think. In this picture, there are 4 hidden words. Are you fast and attentive enough to find all these words in 10 seconds? Hopefully you've had enough time to spot the hidden words. Happy, pool, summer, and water. Which ones did you find? Let us know in the comments. Number 2. Mental math. Let's check how well you can crunch numbers in your head. You ready? Add 1,000 to 40. Then add 1,000 again and add 30. Add 1,000 more, then add 20. And finally, add another 1,000 and then add 10. If the first answer that came to your mind was 5,000, that's wrong. In fact, the correct answer is 4,100. The numbers might seem easy enough, but this riddle tests your attention to detail. Check it out. We have 1,000 4 times, so that's 4,000. And 4,000 plus 40 plus 30 plus 20 plus 10 equals 4,100. Number 3. Fish escape. Mark is a big fan of aquarium fish. When he left for work in the morning, there were 10 fish in his tank. However, when he came back home in the evening, he found that 3 of his fish had swum away, 4 had died, and 1 had drowned. Bad day in the tank, huh? So, how many fish are still in the aquarium? Hopefully 10 seconds will be enough for you to do the calculations. Guess what? All 10 fish are still in the bowl, since they can't get out of an enclosed tank. Gotcha! Number 4. Bird's eye view. Look carefully at this colorful pyramid. Pretty, isn't it? And now look at it from above. You need to act fast and use your 10 seconds to understand which of these top views, A, B, C, or D, corresponds with the original pyramid. The correct answer is C. This is the only view from the top where the colors match those of the pyramid. Whew, that was confusing. Number 5. What's wrong? Can you figure out what's wrong in this picture? Once again, pay attention to the tiniest details. Tick-tock, your time has started. The odd one out in this image is the parrot. How did it get there? These tropical birds aren't particularly known for their love of winter. Number 6. Stolen cookies. Mr. Morrison was the owner of a small company. Only 4 people worked there. One day, he came to the office and didn't find his favorite slippers. He always put them on while working. The man searched everywhere and finally spotted them on the roof of the building. Mr. Morrison was furious. He entered the office and started to question his employees. Daniel said, "I don't even know where you keep your slippers." Andrew said, "I'm terrified of heights. I have never climbed up there." Sandra said, "I'm wearing high heels today. I can hardly walk in them." Emily said, "I respect you too much to do it to you." One of the employees is lying. Who is it? It's Andrew. He said he was afraid of heights. But on his table, there's a photo in which he's skydiving with a parachute. Uh-oh. Melissa's boyfriend proposed to her and presented a beautiful diamond ring. The girl was afraid of losing it. That's why she kept it in a box on her vanity table. Once, after a long and difficult working day, the girl came home and went straight to bed. When she woke up, the ring was gone. Melissa called the police. They asked 3 suspects, Melissa's roommate, her best friend, and her neighbor, what they had been doing the night before. Helen, Melissa's roommate for the last 3 years, said Melissa had indeed looked very tired. She took the tea Helen made for her and went to her room at 10 p.m. Helen went to bed shortly after. Eric, Melissa's best friend, said he had come to visit Melissa at about 11:30 p.m. The girl was already sleeping, but he saw a jewelry box lying open on the table. It was empty. Eric was surprised and left immediately after that. Brenda, the neighbor, said she wanted to borrow a book from Melissa, but when she called her, the girl didn't answer. So Brenda decided not to bother her so late at night. The police soon realized one of these people was lying. Who was it? It was Eric. He was only asked what he had been doing the evening before, but he mentioned the jewelry box. He must have known the ring was missing because he took it. A group of friends went camping. They found a beautiful place in the forest near the river. They were planning to spend a week there. But on the 3rd day, Chris disappeared. The rest of the group gathered near a campfire to figure out where he could be. Paul said, "We didn't have enough firewood. I went deeper into the forest to get some. When I came back, Chris was already gone." Ashley said, "I was near the river washing my t-shirt. I stained it with ketchup during lunch." Nancy said, "I felt unwell, so I decided to take a nap. I was sleeping when an owl woke me up." One of the young people is lying. Do you know who it is? It's Nancy. Owls sleep during the day. It means an owl couldn't have woken the girl. Someone started a gas leak in Mark's apartment. Luckily, the man noticed it. He called the police. After searching the place, they found a watch. Mark claimed it wasn't his. The detective decided to set up an ambush. The watch looked expensive. Surely the criminal would return to get it back. At around midnight, they heard the key turn in the door lock. In a while, a man came in. He was holding a lit candle in his hands. At first, the detective wanted to arrest the man, But after a while, he realized it wasn't the person they had been waiting for. How did he figure it out? Whatever the man was doing in Mark's apartment, he wasn't the one responsible for the gas leak. That criminal wouldn't have entered the apartment holding a burning candle. They would be sure the place was still full of gas. The police found out one particular gang was going to rob a bank. An undercover agent was sent to the restaurant where the criminals always gathered in the evening. His task was to attach a tiny GPS tracker to one of the gang members. Then the police would know about their location and would be able to prevent the robbery. The leader of the gang was the mastermind of the group. All other members were just muscle. The undercover officer had to be very attentive around the leader. The man could easily spot the device, but no other gang member would notice it. Where should the agent place the tracker? On the gang leader's backpack. He's the only person who can spot the device, but not if it's on his own back. Police got a call from the house of a wealthy man. He didn't come home after going for a jog. When several police officers arrived, they questioned all the people in the house. They were the maid, the millionaire's wife, and his driver. The maid said, "When Mr. Jones went for a jog, he asked me to prepare his breakfast. I immediately got down to work. But it's been 3 hours, and he hasn't returned yet." The wife was worried too. "I saw him in the morning, but he was in a hurry. We just greeted each other, and I went to work." The driver told the police he had been waiting for his boss in the car, scrolling through his social media. Who knows something about the millionaire's disappearance? The maid is lying. If she had cut the apples for breakfast 3 hours ago, they would have already turned brown by now. Shirley got a new job as a sales assistant. She was extremely happy to receive her first salary. She went out for a walk in the park and decided to treat herself to some ice cream. She pulled out cash, but a powerful gust of wind has blown the money out of her hands. The girl managed to pick it up, but then she realized one $10 bill was missing. Shirley looked around. One of these people must have taken the bill. Can you figure out who it was? It's the man in the red baseball cap. The bill is under his right foot. Detective Larson was walking along the street. Suddenly, he saw a man grab an elderly woman's bag and run away. The detective immediately rushed after the criminal, but the man disappeared behind the kitchen door of a small restaurant. When Detective Larson entered, he saw 3 cooks preparing food. Which cook is fake? It's the man holding the salad bowl. He's the only one not wearing gloves. People began to disappear in a large town. 1 month after it started, the police came across an abandoned house. In its basement, they found 2 men. Each of them claimed that he had been locked up there and that the other man was the one to keep him in the basement. But it was clear that only one of them was telling the truth. Look at these men attentively and say who's the liar. It's the man who's smiling. If he had spent 4 weeks locked up, he would have a beard and mustache by now. But he's clean-shaven. Rachel Brown, the owner of a large and successful company, has disappeared right from her office. The police suspect that some of her subordinates might know where the woman is. They question 3 people. Ruth, the HR manager, is the first to enter. "We were going to fire an employee that day. I came to get Miss Brown's signature." Adam, the accountant, says, "I indeed came to her office. She had to approve the company's budget for the next year." Anne, the secretary, comes in last. "I saw Ms. Brown today, but only for a minute or so. I asked her to sign my leave request." The police officers immediately realize who is lying. Can you figure it out too? Anne is lying. The signature on her documents is different from the others. Plus, she is the person Ruth was going to fire that day. Martin bought a car in September, and now, just a month later, it's stolen. The police have 4 suspects, and all of them are Martin's friends. The crime happened at 10 p.m. on Wednesday. At that time, Alan was playing badminton in the park. Natalie was driving home from work. Roy was walking with his dog, and Rose was doing some grocery shopping. Who took Martin's car? It was Alan. At 10 p.m. in October, it's too dark to play badminton.